Blog Talk Radio.
Do you believe? Do you believe? That is your boy. That is the question from your boy tonight. Because I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again, man, and so are the New York Jets. Do you believe is the question. Do you believe? Do you believe in the New York Jets? Do you believe in their ability to fight? Do you believe in their ability to recover and fight against everything to get a W? Do you believe? Because that's what happened today. That's what happened. For those of you that are listening to the show, on the podcast, via Blog Talk, we are sitting down here live directly after watching the New York Jets defeat the New York Giants at MetLife in overtime at the score of 13-10. 13-10, the Jets were able to come back and get a W, and we're going to be discussing it all. We're coming to the callers quickly, okay? Everybody be prepared. We're going to get to everybody. Just hold on. Listen, let me start the show. I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook. Search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Your boy is also on iTunes as well. Going over to iTunes, type in The Long Beach Joe Show. The Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes. Go ahead and follow the podcast on there. Leave me a 5-star rating. Also, leave me some feedback. Let me know what you folks think about what I'm doing here, okay? The Long Beach Joe Show, all right? Let me know. Let me know, okay? Let me know what you think I'm doing, and I appreciate all of you, all right? Also, for those of you that may not know, listen, your boy goes live on YouTube. We're live right now, directly after the game. We watched the game together. Now we're having a great time, and we're going to be discussing this game quickly. For those of you that want to be a part of that, my live shows, you want to watch my content, you want to check your boy out. People say I'm handsome. I'm in the building, okay? And I want to thank all the ladies for all the attention. I appreciate you. Come on over to YouTube. Type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you'll be in the know. All right? Also give the video a thumbs up and share the content across your social media with your friends and your family. All right? We have a lot of fun. I'm also on Twitter as well, at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. For those of you that do not know, also when you come over here, just know, you come over to YouTube, you chill with us live, you're going to have to deal with some people. I call them the savages. You want to know why I call my chat the savages? Because they're savage. Boy, oh boy, will they be speaking today, okay? Because the New York Jets, and I want to get it straight into it, will come to the lines in 2 seconds. Everybody, I see you. Val, Ted, 470, we'll come to you in a second. New callers, we'll get to everybody. 515-602-9639. Call in. Callers on the line, call in because we need to discuss. Now, listen here. The New York Jets started out this game rough. Okay, offensively, it was a tough start. The offense stunk, I'm being completely honest. Early, Zach Wilson was strip-sacked by the Giants. That drive ended in a field goal for them. There was a bunch of dead drives offensively. We couldn't get anything rolling. Then all of a sudden, we got a little bit of spark. Breece Hall, 68-yard catch and run for a touchdown. That was big for us. We were up 7-3. We were feeling good. The Giants, tried to get some drives going. They ended up missing a field goal, right? Ball back, we couldn't get anything going offensively. But one thing that we noticed is the Jets' penalties were killing them, right? And we'll be talking about that in just a second. Jets' penalties were constantly just killing them. Stupid stuff. Helping the Giants extend drives. Even if their drives didn't turn out on points, it was just constantly helping them extend drives. Then we saw the Giants. Tyrod Taylor went down for them. He was dealing with a rib injury. He actually ended up going to the hospital. We also lost some guys as well during the game. Darren Waller also went down for the Giants. We lost Connor McGovern. We also lost Al Woods as well. Xavier Gibson was out for a certain amount of time. And we also lost Wes Schweitzer. So now the New York Jets offensive line is struggling, right? Struggling to block, struggling to get things done. When Tyrod Taylor went down for the Giants, DeVito came in. They ended up ending their drive. We get the ball back. We can't get things together, though. The offense is struggling. And then Newman, who was the guy they had to bring in to be the Jets center, this is a guy that just got called up off the practice squad, immediately fumbles a snap with Zach Wilson, and the Giants recover that. The Jets' offense was in trouble all day. I'm talking about they stunk. They couldn't move the ball at all. Nothing, right? Even though Zach Wilson on the day had 240 yards and a touchdown, the leading rusher for the New York Jets was Zach Wilson with 25 yards. We really couldn't get anything going on the ground as far as running. Breece Hall, 12 carries, 17 yards was the nearest guy. The Jets' offense was stinking. I'm telling you, was stinking on the day. We're going to be talking about that as well. The play calling was a little questionable at times, too. 3rd and 1, you're running empty backs. I don't know what's going on here, but the Jets' offensive line was struggling as well to open up holes and properly protect. So then we get into the second half, and we're hoping that the Jets' offense is going to rebound. And the referees literally gift-wrapped them a touchdown in the second half, okay? Again, we were talking about penalties hurting the Jets. Quincy Williams on a drive that led to a Giants touchdown was flagged for unnecessary roughness, which wasn't unnecessary roughness. A receiver tried to catch a ball, ended up flying through his hands. Quincy drilled him. That's football. That's football. It wasn't super late, but the ref flagged Quincy. That gave the Giants a first down. Then we saw Jermaine Johnson flagged on the exact same drive for an unnecessary roughness call against DeVito, who was the Giants quarterback at the time. DeVito, who was trying to make a run, was stopped. JJ came in to help with the gang tackle, and he gets called for unnecessary roughness. That's a trash call by the molecules that wear striped shirts. Another bad call by the molecules that are striped. I'm not going to say who they are because I got to watch myself. We'll be talking about that tonight. But the striped molecules always making nonsensical calls. Saquon was also a big part in that drive, too. He was running all over the place in the second half. This guy really got going early, second half. He was breaking tackles and making things. So the Giants ended up actually scoring a touchdown on a DeVito run-in after that JJ penalty. That puts the Giants up 10-7. And then the Jets' offense just fell into a hole. They couldn't get anything rolling, couldn't get anything going. 12 minutes left. The Giants had the ball. 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They just started running the ball. Every single down with Saquon Barkley. Just hand the ball off to him. Just drain the clock. With 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, that was their strategy. Just keep handing the ball off to Saquon Barkley. Because they felt that the Jets' offense couldn't do anything. The score was 10-7. You're not up by 4 touchdowns, but we know, speaking from the Giants' perspective, we know your offense is trash. You guys aren't going to do anything. And it just kept handing the ball off. It just kept handing the ball off. And the Jets' offense just kept struggling. Couldn't get anything going, couldn't get anything happening. Then late in the fourth, time left, the Giants got pinned deep by a punt from Morstead. The Jets' defense goes out. They seemingly get themselves a stop. All right? It's 4th and 5. The Giants' punt team comes out, and Clemens gets flagged for an encroachment, which then gives them a first down. They keep trying to get down the field. They keep trying to work themselves down the field, but they can't get it done. Nothing happens. They end up having to give us the football back. They tried to get themselves a field goal as well as things kept rolling, but it was missed later on in the game. That gave the New York Jets an opportunity at the 25. Zach Wilson stepped out, okay, with 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter, stepped out into the field at the Jets' 25. He threw a ball deep to Lazard for 29 yards. Then he spiked the ball down, right, spiked it dead. And this was after he had hit Garrett Wilson for 29 yards before the throw to Lazard. We got from the Jets 25 to the Giants 17 in 23 seconds. 2 phenomenal throws by Zach Wilson. They spiked the ball with 1 second left on the clock after the deep pass to Lazard. You kick a field goal from 35, and Greg Zuerlein is good. Let me tell you something. Greg Zuerlein and Morstead today, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Greg Zuerlein did business to get us into overtime, but Morstead today, the way that he helped position for the New York Jets defense, the field position, how he continued to pin the Giants deep, did a world of wonders for us. We come out in overtime. The Giants actually won the coin toss. The defense got a stop. The Giants punted. And the Jets were able to get from their 39 with some plays. Zach Wilson, we saw him find Garrett Wilson on this drive. We saw him hit different folks, right? Saw Breece Hall running. We saw Zach Wilson also kind of make a push in the pass. Then Zach Wilson drops back, and he's trying to get the ball to Malik Taylor, a guy that was just brought up today. He was just brought up off that practice squad today and called up. Malik Taylor's going deep. Zach Wilson sees him, chucks the ball downfield, and your boy Jackson on the Giants decides he's going to open his arms and just jump on Malik Taylor before the ball gets there. Defensive pass interference on the Giants. That put us at the 15. The New York Jets come out with Greg Zuerlein, and he hits a 33-yard field goal to beat the New York Giants. Jets win. 13-10, baby. Now, this was an ugly game. It was ugly. It was about as ugly as the Predator without its mask on. Woo! It was ugly. But it was a W. And I'll take it. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'll take it, baby. Okay? Now, we're going to have this discussion. I'm coming directly to the lines. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I am taking all callers. Again, when you call in, be patient. We'll get to everybody. I see you in the building, 813-470-661. Val, new callers. We will get to everybody. It's a 2-hour show for those of you that are new. I want to hear from everybody tonight about this ugly Jets victory, okay? Keep in mind, it is a Jets victory. Again, for those of you that are calling in, please make sure that your phone lines are good, no crazy background noise. I do not allow cursing on my show, okay? So don't call in and curse, and I'll get you out of here fast. I'm talking fast. Faster than the Giants can lose to the Jets. That was fast. That was fast, baby. All right? Faster than Morstead can pin you deep with a great punch. Oh. Faster than Greg Zuerlein can kick a field goal to get a Jets W. Let's go. That was fast. Those are all fast, okay? We're getting to the lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. First caller I'm going to is my guy, Val. We're going straight to Val. 813-470-661. New callers. We'll get to everybody. Trust. Hold on, all right? We're going to be moving through. For those of you that do not know, Val is a savage. Val, welcome to the show. We watched the game. Give me your thoughts on what you saw from the New York Jets offense in a big comeback victory. What were your thoughts about the performance you saw on the offensive side of the ball? How did you feel about Zach Wilson?
Oh, man. Salute, Joe. Thank you for having me again. Man, listen, this was a game that you are on your edge. You are on a roller coaster. You don't know how to high, how low to go. But I will say, man, this offense came out super-duper flat. Super flat.
Yep.
It was too conservative in the beginning. It was nothing but punts, fumble, punts. That's all you've been seeing this whole game. I was like, where is the the creativity. We had some injuries as well, too. I mean, centers after centers. Centers after centers. And, it's just like, man, we really couldn't, do anything. We couldn't even do Wildcat as we wanted to, or, do any type of bootlegs or anything. Zach Wilson, for his game, it was solid. He definitely came through when it was time to really come through for us and stuff. So, we got to give him that. But throughout the whole game, it just looked very flat, man. It was just like, man, like, we have to get something going. We have to, mix it up. And another thing that I kept saying in the chat, run the ball, Zach Wilson. What did we see in the preview?
Yeah.
He was running the ball. Run it. Tyrod Taylor, he was running the ball even though he got injured. Tommy, he ran the ball as well, too. You got to just run the ball. When it's getting this nasty of games, you have the ability to run the ball. This is my thing about Zach Wilson. He has to know how to run the ball. He has to be, confident. You don't have to rely on your arm all the time. You can actually run to get the first down, to take pressures off the wide receiver and take pressures off the the middle linebackers as well too, to focus on you instead of focusing on the wide receiver, because they know that you're just going to run back and take the sack or try to throw it away or something like that. But other than that, man, the offense was looking flat, but at the end they came through for us and we got the win, man.
Yeah. No, listen, it was ugly early. The offense, it stunk. They couldn't move the ball. At one point we were all, as the Savages know, during the live reactions, the live games, we watch them together, I'll be asking questions, man. We put, polls in the chat, we ask up and we see what the votes, how they come out. And at one point, one of my questions was, can the Jets just get the ball close to the 50 or past the 50? I mean, it was that ugly. The Jets offense just couldn't roll. And one of the big things I think we saw today was the Jets offensive line, right? We're down Connor McGovern. We'll see what happens again. We're going live directly after the game. So all of that news about the injuries and what's happening is probably going to continue to roll on. But Connor McGovern was out. We saw Wes Schweitzer out during the game. We saw a guy, Newman, be able to come into the football game, fumble snaps early. There was issues with the exchange on the snaps and stuff. How concerned are you for the offensive line going forward if these injuries like Wes Schweitzer and Connor McGovern, if they are out for these next couple of games dealing with injuries? And what were your thoughts about what you saw from this offensive line once those injuries happened and impacted us?
Oh, it definitely impacted us. It impacted us to the point that we had to do an I formation majority of the time. I was like, we have to come out in some different form and try to have some type of trickery in this game, because it was just coming out and doing the same thing over and over. And obviously that front defense is something serious. And from what I seen during the game was they said that it was a calf injury to West and Connor. So we got to see what's up with that. And they were saying something about a knee for Woodson. I know that's on defense, but other than that, man, I hope, they're ready to play for the next game, because that dude, the guy from the practice squad, kudos to him. Even though that one mess up in the beginning, he actually, stayed put and stayed, doing his thing and actually filled in that position really good, because we didn't have no more mistakes from him ever since that point. But, he actually did a good thing. But, it's definitely concerning going forward. Hopefully they are healthy. They could come back as soon as possible, because we already have enough injuries at that position. And that's why depth is very important. Stop giving away your depth.
Yep.
It's very important.
No, listen, you're talking facts. Give me your thoughts about the Jets defense and what we saw from them. It's my final question for you. How did you feel about what you saw from the Jets defense, and even some of the nonsensical penalties that we saw get called? At least I thought they were garbage penalties against the Jets that actually gave up the big touchdown to the Giants.
Yeah, that Jermaine Johnson hit with the quarterback, that was ridiculous as well, too. That could have been 50-50, but sometimes we have to be smart. The people that wear the striped shirts, they do not like us for some reason. I don't know what we did in the history, but, they don't like us at all. But I will say, this defense is, talk about carrying somebody behind your back and walking with it. I'm like, this defense has helped us out so many times. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, if the offense could just match the defensive energy, man, this team will be so dominant because this defense is flying all over. Kudos to this man, Quincy Williams. Kudos to C.J. Mosley, Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff, right? Yeah, Bryce Huff. Shout out to him. No, is it Bryce Huff? Yeah, it's Bryce Huff. I'm thinking about Bryce Huff.
Yeah, Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson, Quincy Williams, like you said. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Bryce Huff, and that just the pressure along, and Quincy, Quincy Williams as well too. He definitely did his thing. Sauce Gardner, they couldn't even pass it to their wide receivers. So it's just like you can't even evaluate our cornerbacks because they did their job because they couldn't even pass it to their cornerbacks. In fact, they was a negative in passing yards. And they were. Yep. Listen, I would be so mad if we would have lost this game and they had negative yards in passing. Now, that would have been
-9.
so bad.
Actually, -9 in passing.
-9. Oh, man, listen. Because it was basically the person that they're trying to get rid of is Saquon Barkley. And obviously, you see, Saquon Barkley can actually help you out as much as possible. But, man, listen, this defense came out dominant. This is that Super Bowl caliber defense that we've been talking about, that we've been raving about all summer long, all spring long, and all off-season long. And they came through. Yeah. Quincy Williams is definitely taking a step up. Bryce Huff is definitely taking a step up. The punter probably needs MVP of this game, and absolutely the kicker as well, too. What's his name again?
Greg Zuerlein.
Greg Zuerlein, yes. Greg Zuerlein, he definitely deserves MVP as well, too, man. I'm just like, they definitely come through for our team, man. It's just that the offense just has to match up. But they came through at the end for us, man, and I'm just happy that we came out with this W because now we have the bragging rights to, New York for the moment.
So before I let you go, Val, give me your 2 MVPs of the game. It doesn't have to be offensive. Just give me two MVPs of the game for you. Who are the 2 players that you think stood out the most and contributed the most to this Jets victory?
This might be funny, but the punter is number 1. Yeah. And then number 2 is gonna have to be the kicker as well too.
Let's
or
go.
You could say Quincy Williams.
Okay. Listen, it is what it is. You're right. Listen, to the work that Mark said today,
it was that
phenomenal.
Much of an ugly game.
Yeah, and Greg Zuerlein did his thing, kicked it to get into overtime and kicked us to get us the victory in overtime. So, Val, I got to slide off. I got other callers. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
For sure, man. Everybody subscribe to the LBJ show, man, and everybody hit and subscribe to his channel, show support, and whatever he says after the show, please believe me, it is false allegations, and I'm out of here.
It is not. It's all true. Salute. Val keep trying to tell these stories up here. It's not. Look, everything I say is facts, all right? It's all facts. It's not false allegations, all right? We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in, and you call and be patient. We're getting to everybody. We're going to move through these calls. Next, I'm going to go to my guy, Ted. Ted, we're coming directly to you. For those of you that do not know Ted, he's a savage. Ted, boy, oh boy, what a victory by the New York Jets, beating the Giants 13-10. Things were ugly early, but we were able to corral and get things rolling. The offense was putrid, but we did just enough to get a W. What were your thoughts about what we saw out there? How impressed were you by the Jets special teams and their contributions as well?
Yeah, Joe, I would say I agree with Val with the call of the punter as being the MVP. But let me say this, Joe, a couple things. The effort that we came off of a bye was embarrassing. The defense was there. Yeah. But our offensive, and I know we had injuries, Joe. I know we had injuries back-to-back. McGovern and was it Schweitzer? I don't know who the second guy was. We're back to our third string center.
Wes Schweitzer.
Yeah. So I understand they were probably limited with their play calling and that those guys, Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence, are no joke. Okay?
Yeah.
You got third stringers blocking these guys now. So Zach, I understand Zach may look like he regressed, but that guy's scrambling for his life. You got third stringers blocking all pros right now, Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dexter Lawrence is an all pro.
Yeah.
He did go back and make a great throw to Garrett, scrambling backwards in on the sideline. Now I lost my train of thought. Graham Gano missed the 2 field goals, but they we just did enough. It was just a little embarrassing with all the penalties and but it was a gutsy win, Joe. I gotta go on the positive. And Zach, the play calling. Why couldn't they take some deep shots? I don't care if they wasted 1 or 2 drives. Everyone knew they were running to Breece Hall or they were going to screen to him. Everybody knew it in the stadium, Joe. Okay?
Yeah.
Can we just go back and launch 1 or 2? I don't care if you wasted a drive. You got to get them out of the box or something. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. No, listen, that's how we won the game, right? Malik Taylor was deep down the field, and Zach said, you know what, I'm going to throw this thing up, and hopefully he makes a play. And he got the pass interference call, which was huge. And, again, we just called Malik Taylor up. But I thought that we should have taken some more shots. But there was times, again, dropping back, like you said, our offensive line, the impact of those injuries. And, again, Wes Schweitzer and Connor McGovern, they're not like some all-pro, all-world centers or all-world center and all-world guard or nothing like that. But when you look at where we're at now, we're down to our third-string center. Those impacted us greatly, especially, again, those guys have been working through the game plan all week. These guys that are coming in, they're pretty much fresh. They're coming in, trying to figure things out and scrambling and just making the blocks and plays. But I will tell you this, man. When we talk about guys that are catching the ball, I know that we look at Breece Hall, who was phenomenal today, had the big touchdown, 68-yard catch and run. He was able to make a play. Our punter did well. Our kicker did well. We talk about these guys that are really making plays. Garrett Wilson, I felt like, got lost in the shuffle today. He made a lot of really good plays out there as well. 7 catches, 100 yards. He made a crazy catch along the left sidelines where he barely got in. There was a pass interference call on him that was done to him as well. He was still able to jump and catch the ball and get back jump back over the line for a first down. I mean, he was phenomenal today. Give me your thoughts about what you saw from him, too, and his contributions.
Oh, God. He basically won us the game. I mean, that catch that you just explained that he made where he was interfered with and basically fell down catching the ball, got back up, made the first down. I mean, Garrett's a stud. Garrett's a beast. Garrett's a stud. I believe I saw a few more penalties that could have been called, but Giants were feisty. I mean, that defense is a little feisty little defense there. I mean, that defense is no joke. Joe, another thing too, the weather was brutal. I mean, you could barely throw in that kind of weather. I mean, we made enough plays to, thank God, Tyrod Taylor. I feel bad for him, but he got hurt. I mean, the other quarterback didn't throw after a while. We knew Saquon was getting the ball practically every down. It's just a weird game, Joe. Everything about that game was weird. The weather and the injuries, and it was an odd game, Joe. It was like Harvard and, Yale from 100 years ago, basically, running the wishbone or whatever they did back then. No forward passes, Joe. No. They might as well just play without helmets. You know what I mean?
And it's wild. And I think people. I mean, of course, people are going to look at the game, even if for those of you that didn't watch it. Saquon Barkley literally, once Tyrod Taylor went down, it was just feed Saquon Barkley every down. Yeah, Saquon had 36 carries on the day.
Wow.
36 carries for 128 yards. They just threw the ball. Even the throws were to Saquon Barkley. Even the short throws, even the stuff they were trying to do, he had 3 catches. In overtime, they were just trying to feed him the football. In the fourth quarter, they fed him the football. Like I said, from the 12-minute mark in the fourth quarter, it was just hand the ball to Saquon Barkley every down. Every down was hand the ball to Saquon Barkley. And then even in overtime when they were trying to get their drives, they were just throwing short throws to Saquon Barkley.
And getting no yards.
It was no yards, or they were even losing yards in some of those places.
Exactly.
It was mind-boggling. But when you speak about the defense, I want to talk about our defense there, man. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts about what you saw today from Jermaine Johnson, Huff, Quinnen Williams? How did you feel about the performance of the Jets defense?
Well, other than the bonehead Jermaine Johnson personal foul, I mean, some of the silliest penalties, Joe. I mean,
yeah.
The one drive that the Giants scored a touchdown were basically given to them on penalties. I mean, it was just so aggravating to watch that, Joe, because we probably could have shut them out. Well, we should have limited them to field goals basically the whole game. But the defense did what they had to do, Joe. There was no threat downfield, especially after Tyrod Taylor went out. Tyrod Taylor did get out on a few good runs, though. I just I see them still taking some bad angles, though. Like these defensive linemen, I know they're big and, it could be a little slow, but they just get in, they pass rush and then they lose the edge pretty quick, and these guys can get out. I guess they're athletes too, quarterbacks, some of them. They still have a great defense. Like I said, Joe, I think the weather was brutal. I mean, the weather, the driving rainstorm, we had injuries everywhere. I mean, it wasn't a real true test, but we find a way to win. An ugly one.
Yeah.
And let me say this, Joe, the Steelers lost. They're 4-3. There's teams that are same record as us. So, it helps us out in that way.
Yeah. No, yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
We're still pushing and moving. We're still trying to see where we're going to end up. A lot of people talking about, the playoff words. We'll figure out we got a lot of season to go. But there's things we must clean up. But like you said, it was ugly. But it was a victory, baby, and I'll take that all day. Now, before I let you go, Ted, give me your 2 MVPs of the game, man. Give me your 2 MVPs.
I'll go with what Val said. Zach made the clutch throws at the end. I mean, without that, we'd have nothing.
He did.
So
I'll give it.
I'd have to give the punter. I have to do 3, Joe. So let's go punter, Zach, and Garrett. And those are the 3.
Okay.
Well, you have to go with 3. So.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe, for everything you do. Great show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and you have yourself a good one. Next time I have a show, Ted, I want to hear from you, all right? We're going to keep on moving. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to go to my guy, Jason. Dwayne, you will be next. I want to hear from you. New callers, hold on. But we're going to go to Jason, then we're going to Dwayne, all right? Listen, for those of you that do not know, this man, Jason, I can't wait to hear from him because I know he's got some takes because he's a savage. Jason salutes, my friend. Listen, Jets get an ugly victory today. Jets offense was up and down. Defense, I thought, looked great. I want to talk about Zach Wilson first, though, man. If you had to give him a letter grade for the day, what grade would you give him?
Well, before I answer that, man, can I give you an injury update to Ali Woods?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Again, hold on, before you do that, again, for those of you that do not know, this show is live directly after the game, okay? So we're getting rolling updates from the Savages in the chat. Things are rolling in and coming in again. Al Woods was hurt today. Connor McGovern was hurt today. Wes Schweitzer was hurt today. Xavier Gibson also was injured, but he was able to come back into the game. Go ahead and give us your injury update that you have that's rolled in that you've seen, Jason.
So Alan Woods, bad news from him. He tore his Achilles. He's done for the year.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. That's another guy that tore his Achilles on our team. That is crazy. That's what, 3 guys that tore their Achilles? Man. You got Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, ATV tore his Achilles, and now Al Woods is torn his Achilles. That is crazy. I wish him a speedy recovery. Again, he's a guy that's big within our rotation, a guy that just eats up blockers and is really solid against the run. Wow. Thank you for that injury update, Jason. I appreciate that, man. Again, coming in with the info. Again, we're hot, we're live, we're moving and shaking. Again, give me your thoughts about Zach Wilson, man. That's why I want to turn to that. When you look at that situation, man, what letter grade do you give him on the day?
to be honest, if it wasn't for that the last drive he did, which got us into the field goal and then got us to the into the field goal range. If it wasn't for that, he was going to get an F. So just for he was able to do that, he was. I gotta give him a D+. He to me, he didn't look good. He couldn't complete passes to open receivers. He just didn't look like he could do anything at that point. And I know people are gonna say that, like, you know, we had third-string offensive linemen. There was times where he did have time, and he couldn't get to the receivers. I don't know. He just looked horrendous this game. Again, if it wasn't for he was able to make those two throws and get us into a field goal range to tie it and then win it, we were going to have a huge other argument saying Zach needs to be benched. So if we won, we magic. I don't know how we won, dude, but this just shows Zach Wilson. He, even with help with Rodgers, he just isn't the guy. He doesn't have the alarm clock. He's been set. There's multiple times where he's been set where he should have thrown the ball away, where he should have just lived into another day, and he doesn't. He doesn't have the clock. He doesn't. Oh, one. I had heard one of the callers say, like, oh, he should one more. Exactly. That's his best thing to do at this moment is run with the ball.
No, yeah. I mean, listen, I understand, you know, your take on Zach. I honestly think, again, and I understand that people are saying, hey, he should have let things go and he should have ran more. I will agree with you there. There were definitely times where lanes where I think he should have took off and utilized his feet. He actually did utilize his feet on one of the later drives, which helped extend it for a first down. But when you look at the situation, I think, again, today, when you look at the blocking, there were times where he just didn't have time. And there were some throws that he actually did make in the game that were dropped. There was one along the left sideline to Lazard that hit him straight in his hands that was dropped. Even there was a throw to Breece later on in the game as well. I know he threw a bad ball to Breece that actually hit the dirt, but there was another one that went Breece's way, and Breece dropped that could have really had some big gains there. So, yeah, there was some tough moments today from Zach, but he gutted it out. I think he gutted it through. I don't think that Zach Wilson was the guy that was killing us. I don't. All right. When you look at the situation, again, he had that big touchdown throw to Breece, but I just think the Jets offense as a whole really came out sloppy, really came out lethargic, and really came out looking not so great from the bye. But again, Zach needs to continue to grow and all that stuff. So, go ahead. Say what were you saying?
I was going to say, I do agree with you. The drops was tremendous. Like, every time, like, this whole offense today was horrendous today. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying, I'm not blaming all of that, but, like, there's some, like, if it wasn't for, like, one thing, it would be something else. Again, the times when Zach was accurate, there was drops or there was penalties. Yeah. There was always something that keeps that's holding us back with this offense, and we need to fix it because we can't win this. We can't win like this next week.
Yeah. And, I mean, again, today I thought Garrett Wilson was phenomenal. I think Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, especially Breece Hall in those spots, that big touchdown was phenomenal. Garrett Wilson today I thought did a really good job, 7 catches for 100 yards, especially later on in the game, really got things cooking. But for the most part, the offense was dead there. Now, as we switch over to the defense, would you give me your thoughts about what you saw from them, the pressure, and also the penalties, because there were big penalties for us on defense, right, from some defensive players. We saw JJ get a big penalty. We saw Quincy Williams get a big penalty on the game. What were your thoughts about their performance and the penalties we saw from them?
To be honest, they played great for the most part. Again, we had the one drive, but the JJ penalty was stupid, dude. He was tackling the guy. The guy wasn't down, so he was just helping tackle him. I don't know how that was part of the penalty. So I think there was some stupidness to that, but without that, and we got to remember the 10 points. One of those 3 points came because of the offense.
Yeah.
So basically, if you do them, they only let that touchdown. So, so they did good. You know what? Defense, they weren't perfect. Again, they got to do some cleanup. Quincy got to do better. Clements huge penalty. He has to be more awareness than that. He can't do that in that type of situation, man. But you know what? But for the most part, they were great, though.
Yeah. No, yeah. And again, I think our special teams was big today as well. Give me your thoughts. And again, we saw the special teams hurt us, too, on the day with a penalty. Michael Clemens, with that offsides, or that encroachment penalty, was huge. That gave the Giants the first down to continue their drive. That hurt us. But let me tell you something. Morstead and Zuerlein on the day was phenomenal. My final question, give me your thoughts about what you saw from them, man.
Dude, they're the reasons why we're 4-3, man. MVPs, dude. I give my 2 MVPs to both of them, man. Zach Zuerlein, if he missed any of those kicks, we were lost today. So you know what?
Yeah.
Great the leg, man. Great, dude. The special team is the best, man. They keep us in games. So kudos to them.
Listen, Jason, it's been phenomenal speaking with you. I got to slide off. We got other callers. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
What do you, man? Jet up. Let's go. 4-3.
Let's go. We'll keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Again, be patient. We will get to everybody, okay? We got to cycle through. We got callers on the line, and we want to talk to everybody about a big Jets victory, okay? 13-10 over the New York Giants, all right? Please like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Also, share it across your stream, or share it across your social media with your friends and your family. If you want to give to the stream, Super Chat is there. Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Anything you give to the platform is greatly appreciated. Also, Savages, I see you. You got questions, put them in the chat. We'll come to you as well, okay? Next, we're going to go to my guy, Dwayne. Dwayne, we're coming directly to you. Tommy, I see you. We'll be coming to you next. New callers, we'll come to you guys in a second, all right? For those of you that do not know Dwayne, he's a savage. Dwayne salutes. It's good to speak with you, man. Jets to get a big victory over the Giants in overtime after battling so much adversity. You're battling the people in striped shirts. You're battling, the offensive issues. You're just trying to find your way, and they found their way into a victory, all right? Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Give me your thoughts about what you saw from this Jets football team, and if you had to give Zach Wilson a letter grade today, what would it be?
Joe, why is this team allergic to water? They are allergic to water, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm talking about the Patriots game was like this. I'm talking about it's been a while. Every time it rains, they not only play with a lot of mistakes, they just play like very timid. It's like they feel like they're going to make mistakes, and they make mistakes at the same time.
Yeah. Well, we weren't the only ones. I mean, Graham Gano missed 2 field goals, all right? And they weren't long field goals, but there were field goals in the rain. But go ahead.
Every team struggles in the rain, but the Jets are on another level. It's like I've seen teams put up big points in the rain. But I think over there at One Jets Drive, they need to install a roof with some sprinklers. And I'm talking about when they walk in the facility, in the lunchroom with sprinklers, while they eating, sprinklers bathroom while they work out. Just put sprinklers everywhere so they can actually learn how to play or move in water like they can. I would have sent Michael Clemens home immediately after that penalty. I was like, yo, cut him. I was like, cut him immediately. What is the point? If you're going to do that at that point in the game, cut him. He's not doing anything else. And I did say Malik Taylor would give us something. I've been thought Malik Taylor from that first bomb catch, it seems like he understood this offense. And he gave us something big today, and I think he can be that downfield guy. But I will say this, Cobb should have been more. Cobb would have came in handy a lot more this game.
with his experience. But I will say that this defense, I think this team is one of the better teams in the league because of what we have to deal with the refs. The refs are like very selective with their flags to me. I'm sorry, the criminals. Let's not call them refs. The criminals. I'm gonna call them criminals.
Now, Dwayne, hold on. Before you go there, I want to be clear that me personally, cannot speak as freely about the molecules and striped shirts. All right, I got people watching me from different places, different spaces, but you have the freedom, okay, to speak as open as you would like to about the issues that you feel come from striped shirts with molecules and striped shirts. So speak as freely as you would like about the molecules and striped shirts. Just don't curse. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Yeah, I'll call them criminals, so we can be on the same page. They both wear striped shirts. Remember, criminals used to have striped white and black shirts too. So I'm gonna call them criminals because they rob the Jets every week. So that Jermaine Johnson hit, so you can't hit and advance the ball carrier, a ball carrier that's advancing up the field before the whistle. You can't hit him again because he's not going down. You hit him again. That's a flag. Okay. So it's not all on Zach. I think if these refs were fair, Zach would have better numbers. You put Zach in the worst positions possible and expect him to do too much. And this defense was amazing. I think we would have lost with the refs and Tyrod Taylor. We would have lost, but that we had injuries too. So I'll give them that. It was a good, pretty between the teams, not including the criminals. It was a pretty fair game.
Yeah, and you know what's mind blowing to me, right? We talk about this defense, who I thought they looked phenomenal. Okay, you look at the situations that was happening and all that was going on out there. I thought that JJ did a good job. That penalty was awful. Quincy Williams played well. I think that penalty called against him was awful as well too. Quentin Williams was getting after it. Again, we've lost Al Woods. For those of you that may be just joining us and don't know, Al Woods actually has torn his Achilles. He's out for the season. Connor McGovern with the knee injury and Wes Schweitzer with the calf injury will be evaluated. We'll probably get an update for those guys coming soon, probably tomorrow. So we'll see what happens going forward with them. But when you look at what this defense was faced, and again, they were out there for quite a bit because there was a lot of dead drives from the New York Jets offense. This defense is phenomenal. It's something else. And we say this week in pretty much and week out, all throughout this season so far, that this defense is just unbelievable. It's a championship defense. But the offense just couldn't keep drives going. So I thought that we looked phenomenal defensively. And that leads me to my next question for you. What you saw, right? What are your thoughts about the coaching? Do you think it's an issue with coaching that they come out of the bye week where this offense had more ample time to get themselves prepared for a Giants team that is going to bring pressure? You know that they have good players up front defensively. You know that you have to be on your P's and Q's and make sure things happen a certain way. And the Jets offense just came out and stunk most of the game. What do you put that on? Is it a coaching thing? Is it a play calling thing? Do you think the play calling was just bad today? I mean, where do you put the blame that the Jets offense came out of the bye week and looked awful for most of the game?
I always say coaching is most the quality of your coaching is most exemplified after the bye, because it's two things. Your team is out of rhythm because they had a week off, right? Whatever momentum they have is like subdued, and then it's more relied on how well you planned for that team, who usually didn't have a bye week and didn't have 2 weeks to prepare for you. So if you can't take 2 weeks to prepare your team with some easy plays, some plays that really go against the other team's weakness, it exemplifies your coaching. Now, that's not Saleh. That's not Albrecht. That's Nathaniel Hackett. Once I saw the Giants running like 40 consecutive runs in a row, and they're getting up the field, they're running jet sweeps, they're running QB fakes and all that stuff like that. I'm like, why aren't we doing that? You know what I mean? Why aren't we throwing off their blitz with that type of motion, that type of movement? And they didn't have that in the plan somehow. And then, you know, I'm not giving Nathaniel Hackett too much credit for the comeback, because you can pretty much plan against a defense that's trying to play bend but don't break 2-minute defense, because a lot of times they're just trying to close off the outside and let you pass in the middle. So, I mean, how much credit can you really give them? I mean, it's risky to do that because you waste time, but it's pretty much given that you got the middle of the field open. So Nathaniel Hackett is not where he should be. Maybe he is more of a built off of Aaron Rodgers, you know, skills type guy, but he's done a decent job with what Zach was. So maybe a C, D plus, something like that.
Okay. Listen, you know, it's rough. I'm hoping that they get this fleshed out, because again, we've seen the bright lights of the Jets offense when they're clicking, like against Kansas City, where things is just wow, like they're looking phenomenal. It's just kind of these up and down performances. You know, you got to put it together. And again, it's coming out of the bye, where we have talked about historically, right? Not just with Sulla, but Sulla's here now, so it has been with him. But even, you know, other coaches we had, Todd Bowles struggled coming out of byes. Rex Ryan was notorious for it, and Rex was a great coach. Notorious. We would come out the bye and just kind of sleepwalk, and it seems like this has continued into Sulla's reign. And he even said this week, you know, they know this because it was talked about, and he said, hey, you know, we're doing something differently in practice to keep ourselves mentally and physically engaged. And it seems like the defense is engaged, but this offense is engaged to doo-doo, okay? So we got to figure out how to get that divorced and get married to something a bit better, all right? Tie yourself to something better here. So they got to clean that up, because this offense came out and just didn't get the job done for most of the game. And it really, really made this game closer than I believe it should have been, because the Jets defense was playing so phenomenal. As we continue to go on, give me your thoughts about the Jets special teams, man. Morstead and Zuerlein, I thought today played unbelievable. Played unbelievable today. Great kicking from Morstead. The field goals absolutely just took the game away and gave us the game there with Zuerlein. Give me your thoughts about their performances, man.
First of all, Zuerlein is a real professional. He is a real professional, one of the most professional kickers I've seen on the Jets in a long time. And when I say professional, I mean he makes the kicks that he should make. It's not about pressure. It's not about fourth quarter, last couple minutes or whatever. This is the kick. This is the easy kick, 30, 40 yards, close to 50. Let's make it, right? It's not anything like that. When it comes to long range, it's not great, but that's kind of, I don't want to say out of the bounds of what you should ask for a really good kicker, but kickers making the kicks they should make is what, 80% of the job. So I give them that. Morstead, like I said before, that's my MVP. That's my MVP every week, right? And I'm talking about for the whole team. Michael Clemens should be cut, or should be highly considered to be cut. Right? Consider it. Dwayne,
no. I understand.
We are HBO Hard Knocks team right now. There's a couple people on this team that is just good locker room presence, bro, and that's it. I'm telling you, it's just you're a character that's good for HBO Hard Knocks. Might sell a jersey, be good for Halloween. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You know the two is C.J. Uzomah and Michael Clemens. Some of these dudes is just entertainment, bro, and not on the field.
No, I understand your anger and frustration coming from Clemens again. Clemens had a big penalty that absolutely could have, taken the game away for the Jets. Thank goodness the Jets defense was able to come back and shut the Giants down again, especially after the missed field goal. That could have ended really badly for us. But, he has been a guy that's contributed and played well outside of the big, stupid penalty that he had. But C.J. Uzomah, I think, especially his contributions in blocking, I think, go unnoticed. And I think that was big today as well. He did have a catch for 19 yards, a good first down. But I don't think they should be cut. But I do understand your frustration with Clemens. So before I let you go, Dwayne, because you've been bringing some heat, give me your 2 MVPs of the game.
For me, it's definitely Morstead, like usual. And I'll go Quincy. Quincy Williams is the defensive MVP. And with a highlight for Zuerlein as being a real professional. So, absolutely. Those guys.
Yeah. Listen, Dwayne, I got to slot off. This was a great call from you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Yes, sir. Consider the sprinkle idea, though, the sprinklers. All right?
Thank you. And listen, your call sounds good, man. I like your phone. I like what you're doing. Keep this phone, all right? Keep this phone at all times. I like this.
Can't carry my house phone to work, Joe. I can't carry my house phone to work. I would for you. I just got that range, man. Maybe I could add something to the plan. I don't know, man. I could add some extra money.
Add something. Drop the headset, something like that. Listen, Dwayne, next time I'm show, call in. I like talking to you, man. You have yourself a good one, all right?
Yes, sir. Peace, Joe.
Dwayne calling in with some takes, man. He always does. I really like speaking to him. But, that phone, man, he's got to clean it up, all right? But he sounded good, man. Good phone. We're going to keep on getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, I'm going to Tommy, man. We're going to Tommy, all right? Tommy, for those of you that do not know, this boy Tommy is a savage.
Yo, what's up, Joe?
What's going on, man? Listen, Jets get an ugly win, all right? It's a win. It's an ugly win, but it's a win. Give me your thoughts on what you saw from the Jets offense, because they stunk for most of the game until they were able to make some big plays when it mattered the most. Give me your thoughts.
As usual. However, as soon as Aaron Rodgers went down, I called it since then, and I said, listen, all we need is Zach Wilson to come in and not turn the ball over. We're going to win. The team will do the rest. And every win was exactly to that persona, man. That if Zach Wilson don't turn the ball over, and everybody else does what they have to do, we win. We don't need much. It shows you, though, we don't need much from Zach. But it is really getting hard to watch. It really is, because you figure by now he'd have it together, but it's taking too long. And I'm sure it's always an excuse. Today's the rain. Another day is the wind. Whatever the freak it is, and then it's the sun. Whatever it is. But that's just as long as we get the win, God bless him, and hopefully and I pray for him. Hopefully he'll get it together. But
yeah, listen, Zach. I'm sorry, I'll let you finish. But Zach today, there was some plays that could have been made that weren't. Yes, the protection was very spotty at times, but I thought he was all right. I didn't think he killed us, but I thought he was all right. Again, 17 of 36 on the day, 240 yards throwing the football, a touchdown. But there were some things, that particularly running, stretching the field with his feet, I think would be big for us. Okay, stretching the pocket with his feet. Being able to get outside, run the football. When he sees these lanes open up, why not take off and move the chains for a first down with your feet? Why not do that? And there were so many opportunities, I think, today against the Giants where he could have done that, but he didn't. I think that he's got to take advantage of that a bit more. He did do that. It was a bit later on in the game, though, where he took off. It was just there, and he couldn't find anybody. He took off and was able to get a first down with his feet. And it was like, Zach, you could have done this all game, but it made things a lot easier. But it is what it is. Give me your thoughts about what you saw from Breece Hall, though, man. Big 68-yard catch and touchdown. I think he did some work. I think he had like 17 carries on the day. He only had like 17 yards rushing, but we saw an impact with the touchdown today. Give me your thoughts about what you saw from Breece Hall.
Well, nobody's saying it, but Breece Hall, that's my MVP. You know, because we need to score, and he's the one who scored, the only one who scored a touchdown. You know, God bless him. You know, and if it wasn't for Breece, we wouldn't have won that game. So Breece Hall gets all the credit for this win. You know, just as much as Zach Wilson not giving up the ball, but I have another theory. I think this is all part of the Aaron Donald trade, and the way I see it is, as long as Zach,
what do you mean?
As long as Zach just keeps doing what he's doing, if he can just get us by without turning the ball over, and we can sneak through with some lucky wins, get us to the playoffs, and around that time, maybe we get Aaron Rodgers back. And
you're talking about Aaron Rodgers? Well,
yeah, I'm sorry, Aaron. Maybe
I thought you said Aaron Donald. I was like, Aaron Donald trade. You think they're going to pull that off before the trade deadline?
No. Well, you know, the trade deadline's Tuesday. Trade deadline's Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers. But the thing is, I haven't said his name in a while. But anyway, if he can come back, and this is perfect because the trade was for a first round pick. If he played 65% of the game of the season, he's not doing that. So hey, if he comes back, I think the refs would take it easy on him because they're not messing with him. And if he gets back, get us a couple of playoff wins, and who knows, the sky's the limit because you know. If he catches the win, then we still don't have to give up, like I said, our draft pick in the trade, and Zach Wilson can go back to backing him up.
I mean,
and
listen, Tommy. I hear what you're saying, and I know that there's a lot of people that are excited about Aaron Rodgers. Now, he was out there throwing before the game started. He actually was doing some drops, and he's healing up nicely. But for some reason, in my heart of hearts, do I want to see Aaron Rodgers return to the New York Jets this season? Absolutely, right? I love Aaron Rodgers. But I just don't think it's realistic. Me personally, okay, in my heart of hearts. I want it to happen, but I don't think it's realistic. And here's why. He just tore that, okay? Now he's had his surgery, and he is working to get back. I know he's ahead of schedule in the training, but he is, 30 – he's 39 now, I think, 39, almost 40, right? He's almost 40 years old. He's got to heal up. And the thing that really makes me hesitant to see the New York Jets push him back out on that field whenever, he claims to be ready or whatever is because of his age and him coming back. I feel like that'll put him in a position to possibly tear it again. That's just how I feel. I feel like if you're pushing hard to get back, once you get back, the chances that he tears it again, I think, are high. I think the best way for us to go about this, and I know people don't want to hear it, is to just have him wait until next season. Just have him wait until next season. Aaron Rodgers is going to be here. Aaron Rodgers is going to be here for two, maybe 3 more years, right? I'll take that. Because also, you look at this offensive line is in, worse shape than it was when he first got here. Right? It's in worse shape. So if Zach's running for his life, Aaron's going to be in some situations. And again, I think a lot of people are rushing things. But if you look at this team, hey, the Jets, will be able to retool and get some things in and properly protect him and be fine. That's just my thoughts on it now. Okay. That's just my thoughts. I understand people want to see Aaron Rodgers, and I would love it. And again, there have been guys that have come back. I forgot the name of I think it was the Rams running back, Akers, tore it and then was able to come back. But Akers was young. He was very young. He was extremely young. And
he was able to come back and do nothing.
Okay?
He was able to come back and do nothing. Yeah, I get it, Joe.
So I don't want to rush you. Go ahead, Tommy. I'll give you the final word.
Well, we waited for him a long time just to even get here. And, Joe, I'm always right, bro. You know what? I even told you before we even got him in the offseason, before we even had any quarterback, I told you if Aaron Rodgers comes here, he's going to get killed behind our offensive line. And he got injured. as a result of a sack. And that, I mean, he lasted a little bit. You know, he lasted 3 plays. The 4th play was what did him in. I mean, you know, I'm just saying I wasn't too, strong on him. I wanted to go a different direction, but since we went that way, and all the, we were waiting for this guy and for 4 months, whatever, the whole off season to come in and disappoint us like that. I want him back this year. You know what? Back this year. If you get hurt again, all right, now you have a longer period of time to recover. You have the whole off season to recover, brother.
No. That's not how. Listen, if he were to get hurt late in the season, that means it even be worse. I believe you tear that again, and you're 40. You're not coming back like tomorrow. That means there's a chance that could really, really impact going forward. Look, like I said, I get it. I understand we've been waiting for a quarterback of his ilk, a player of his ilk to lead this football team. I completely understand that, but I am willing to wait.
He can come back and win it for us this year.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee.
He can win it for us this year.
There's no guarantee on that, but I'm gonna agree to disagree there. I just don't want him rushing back. But before I go, Tommy, before I let you go, because we got other callers.
Yes.
Give me your 2 MVPs of the game, man.
Well, our 2 scorers, and Breece Hall. We went on one without Breece Hall, and Greg the Leg Zerler, because we went on one without him either. So those are my guys, and it should be everybody's guys, because that's what's up.
Okay, listen,
what's up,
Tommy. I want to thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Look, I know, and we're going to be talking about this as the season continues on. I know people are screaming for Aaron Rodgers to come back ASAP as soon as possible. Whenever he can get cleared, just put him out there on the field. Look, I get it. And I understand that everybody's excited about him on his road to recovery. I do not want to see him out there until he's 3,000% ready. And even if he says he's ready, if it's deep into the playoffs or something, bro, just let him chill until next season. I mean, we got 2 to 3 more years with this guy playing phenomenally. We can retool in the offseason and get him back out there, have him properly protected where he never gets touched again, all right, with an offensive line that we can put together this upcoming offseason. I just don't want to see him go back out on that field after pushing through the rehab, getting back out on that field and tearing it again. That would really put me in the dumps, all right? That will put me in the dumps. We'll keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Please give the stream a thumbs-up. Salutes to all the savages that have done that. I appreciate you, Edward Stewart. I see you in the building. Salutes, Jack Kenna, all of y'all. JJ, Hawkeye, Venom, Outlaw, everybody. Salutes to everybody that gave me a thumbs up. Please continue to do that, or do that if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell so when I post content, you'll be in the know. And please share the content across your social media with your friends and your family. All right? Next, I'm going to Rusty. We're going to Rusty, man. We're going directly to Rusty. I know he has some things that he wants to talk about. For those of you that do not know, okay, this man Rusty, he's a savage.
Yeah, well, 59 seconds today. Well, 59 minutes, 59 seconds. Can't even talk still.
Rusty, listen here, man. Big victory. All right, 10-13 over the Giants. Things were ugly early. I'm talking ugly. Jets offense was putrid, but they were able to pull some things together and make it happen. I want to start on the offensive side of the ball before we discuss the defense. Give me your thoughts about what you saw from Zach Wilson. Some people call it in and say he looked all right. Some people think he stinks and that we should be looking elsewhere. What say you?
He reminds me of, Brett Favre in the way where, Brett Favre won Super Bowls and stuff, but he has, that. It's weird. He matches the teams that we play. So if he's got to be good, we're going against
the Chiefs or something, and Taylor, like he matches that, and then he'll match with the Eagles, and then when we're playing garbage teams like Denver, he matches that style of play, and when we're playing garbage teams like the Giants, I refuse to give them respect. But thank God we won, you know. But like I give them the courtesy respect, but this knee ain't bowing to nada. We took that. Thank God. Needed that in the Big Apple. Oh man, that's so huge. Oh man. Oh, just for everything.
No, yeah. You know, I Zach, to me, I think today he didn't kill us, right? He made plays, especially again the two crucial plays. 24 seconds, he got us down the field in 23 seconds, and we were going to kick a field goal to get us into overtime. Like he just. I don't know. Like again, there was protection issues today for sure. Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Kayvon Thibodeau. Man, he did work. He beat Mekhi, I think, twice today.
That's
2 sacks.
Yeah, he wanted to play today.
Rough.
That's what stinks about that guy.
Mhm. Yeah.
When he wants to play, he does.
Yeah.
Are you having tough time hearing me, bud, or no?
No, I mean you sound a little kind of far away. I don't know if you can come a little bit closer to your phone.
All right. I was just try. Terrible reception.
Okay. He today, Kayvon, I thought really put some things together. I mean, there was one play where I think it was Breece Hall was close to a first down, almost got it, and he literally chased Breece from one side of the offensive line to the other side, like down the field, and was able to make a play to get a stop. And I was like, wow, like Kayvon. And I've always thought that Kayvon's a good player. I know people are, have different opinions of him, but man, he really showcased the ability. Okay, you think he's awful?
I'll admit it. But like when he wants to play, man, he's a game record and a half. That was the thing that turned me off with it, because me and you watch, obviously college, and you're in the Pac-12, so you were seeing a whole. But like the things that I did see with him, I would just watch it. He didn't give up once today, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so happy. I'd rather have Sauce. Because Sauce always cares, but he was something today, man. It's just we survived the tsunamis, though.
Yeah,
incredibly.
We did. And again, even the injuries along the offensive line, I thought greatly impacted us, and that's where I want to go with you.
Oh yeah.
You got, well, of course we know that Al Woods is just torn his ACL, and torn his Achilles, so he's going to be done for the season. But you saw the injury to Connor McGovern and Wes Schweitzer today really hurt us. What are your thoughts about the offensive line's performance today, and what is your outlook as we're going forward? Because we actually might be missing those two guys for maybe these next couple of games. We got to see what happens with this calf and knee injury that they have. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Oh, McGovern's gone for the season, dude. He got flamingoed. That was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was gruesome. And I mean, Newsome. I mean, shoot, man. He for what he was thrown in. He was baptized by fire. Might have a little something there. We'll see though. But that was good to see. Thank goodness. Even though it was what it was. Losing Woods is just terrible. I love that guy. And I mean, we're just, dude, our line is just dropping like flies. And I just hope our whole draft has got to be offensive linemen, man. It's looking that way. Trade Carter, too, man. Him not doing that, oh, man, the goal line situation and dropping that, too. I don't know. It's the little things. I don't know. I guess it's just still raw, but.
Yeah.
But,
listen,
I mean.
And again, we're live directly after the game. Connor McGovern and Schweitzer will be further evaluated tomorrow, and we'll get some complete news for them, so we don't know. I know Rusty said they're out for the season, but that's his opinion on the player.
Not Schweitzer. Not Schweitzer. I don't know about him, but by what it looked like, man, McGovern looked like he got flamingoed, and that my knee surgery just when I saw that, I'm like, oh no, and they only replayed it once and they were done with it, so.
Yeah, it's going to be. We'll see. The official impact of what's going to happen with them going forward. But our center,
I hope I'm wrong.
Like you said, it's tough. This whole guy Newman, we're going to see. We might be seeing him. We'll see what happens with Tippmann as well, right? Tippmann, Sulla said he's a quick healer. Hopefully, he can heal up quickly and get back on this field.
Put him into space, man. I heard you heal quick up there. I'm dead serious. So I mean, we got some technology with with O'Johnson. So let's do something. I don't know.
What were your thoughts? What were your thoughts about what you saw from Garrett Wilson today, man? Because I think that Garrett, I know a lot of people are talking about Breece Hall and all our defense and stuff, but Garrett, man, made some clutch throws. He had 7 catches for 100 yards. Just his freakish ability to make plays when you think that it shouldn't be made, right? The catch along the left sidelines where he drags his feet and barely gets in and catches the ball. The pass interference call, right, where he was interfered with but was able to get away from that, catch the ball, and then run and jump back and get the first down anyway. Give me your thoughts about how impressive he's been so far, man.
Yeah, he's showing me better, too. And, I'm a Buckeye. So when we got him, I loved him, of course, when he was at the State. But he wasn't like how he's playing for the Jets. He really wasn't. He wasn't. He'd go out and do those ridiculous catches. He would do, the crazies. But his heart, his character, him fighting through the pass interference and things like that, or just going up and catching with the fade backs from last game, behind the head type of things. He wasn't doing that so much at Ohio State. He was just doing the other types, to where it was more of, Marvin and Olave and Jackson Smith, and it was just different. But he was able to harness what he has, and yeah, man, I'm liking it, because it was surprising. I saw Olave give up. When we were watching, who the heck was it? When I was watching the Saints. I think it was last week. I was like, wow, he gave up on a route at the end. That totally threw me off, to where Garrett ain't like that. So it's good. Yeah. I'm liking how we're getting people with the mental stability in that sense. I'm like, and it proves it. We didn't quit, man. We literally took 59 minutes, 59 seconds. Actually, all 60. So, man, that was crazy. My ticker's got some years that were taken off.
And that's where I want to go with. Yeah, that's where I want to go with you next, man. This defense is phenomenal. This defense, I mean, played their hearts out. And even though they got some bum penalties, some nonsensical calls going their way, they still continue to fight and put the Jets in a position to get themselves a W. Give me your thoughts about what you saw from this Jets defense today, who I thought played phenomenal.
Unreal. Like you said, phenomenal. I think that's the best word, really, because we're sitting there watching, we're like, wow. And I hope Jacoby's all right, man. I think I heard him get crunched. I heard the crunch on TV, and that sounded
Tyrod Taylor, yeah.
Tyrod, my bad. And it sounded bad. And they rushed him to the hospital. It was there's something going on with him. I hope he's all right. But yeah, he was you heard him. And when you hear a grown man scream, it's different, man. And that's what it was like a weird wheezing type of thing, to where if you ever heard that before, it's. That person can't really, they're not doing too good breathing. And then, he tried to walk it off a little and he just dropped. So, oof. But, I mean, we came. This was a body bag game, man. Thank goodness we won. Oh, man. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It
was ugly. That hit, it wasn't so much as a hit. He had 2 guys really land on top of him. I forgot.
That's what it was. He got accordion.
They were really big. Yeah, and initially I thought it was a wrist or a hand injury. A lot of the Savages did as well, because he initially it seemed like he reached. Yeah, he initially reached for his arm or his hand, and he did land with his hand under him too. So I thought it was a hand injury, but then they did replays, and you could see where he was reaching for his ribs, and they were saying it was a rib injury. And it was like, wow, he was running off the off the sideline. Then he, like you said, he got down on the sidelines and was just on his knees, and you could really dealing with the pain from the injury. Oh, that was awful. I hope that the
Giants didn't pass the ball after that, man.
No, they didn't.
That was crazy.
They didn't. It was literally after that, it was all Saquon Barkley, which was crazy. I think he had 36 carries on the day for 128 yards. And again, we were just sitting here so upset, because it was at the 12-minute mark, they just started handing Saquon the ball hey, we don't think that the Jets offense can do anything. 36 carries he had on the day for 128 yards. And that's, especially again when DeVito came in, they finished -9 yards passing. DeVito couldn't do anything.
That's great.
It was crazy. It was crazy, and that shows a testament to the Jets defense. The Jets defense kept fighting. They kept going out there, putting things together. Now, Saquon did have a drive where he came out after, once the second half started, he was cooking. But then the Jets went back and corralled him, man. Give me your thoughts about him being able to shut down Saquon or stop him, slow him down.
I mean, thank goodness. And you're right on that, too. And especially what you were saying, that when he broke free, Quincy is – did you see how he ran faster and more yards than what Barkley was running, and he looped around and corralled him. Like, that was great. He is – that guy, he is something special, and then some. But, Barkley, he was treating us like Jerome Bettis, man. That had like a flashback. It was weird because it was all rainy. It was, terrible conditions, and he was just eating. And thank God, our, defense made adjustments, and we're like, you know what? Forget it. We're just going to stack everything in this box and, dare DeVito to do whatever. And kept it -9. It's good.
That's facts. That's facts. Now, my final question for you, Rusty. Give me your thoughts, man, on the special teams and their contributions. I thought that Zuerlein, again, we know, was great today. Morstead was unbelievable. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Give me your thoughts about those two guys and how much of a difference it makes to have quality special teams play.
I mean, we know how crucial a kicker is. So Greg the Leg is there with us. But, I mean, to what Morstead did, not taken away from Greg the Leg by any means, but Morstead, how many is it? Did he set like an NFL record or something? I'm not even kidding. With how many punts inside the 20, and then did that happen like that?
I'm not sure. I know that I think they had at one point it was 22 punts in between the Giants and the Jets. Had been like the most.
That was ridiculous.
2008 at one point in the game, I think it was. But I know that he had 11 punts on the day, and 4 were inside the 20. Like
that's what I thought. It was like 6 or something inside the 20, inside the 5 or something, right? Like it wasn't even inside the 20. It was inside like the 5. I think it was something like that.
Yeah, a lot of them were inside the 5. Yeah, he got one down. It was crazy. He kicked one. I forgot what quarter it was. But it looked like it was going to go out of bounds, and then it stopped, popped up, and then kind of rolled to a stop
gave a pig
at like
knuckle.
the 4.
That was crazy.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
They got the
phenomenal.
science down, like him and McAfee's and stuff, and all those weird punter guys. They got it literally down to like a golfing science. It's like punters. Some good punters might be going for big money, in the future.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you what, I'm so glad we have solid veteran guys because there were years where the New York Jets struggled. Remember that year we had all those kickers, Vedvik and all those guys just coming in left and right, and we couldn't figure out.
Yeah,
they were missing
after we
kicks,
gave away Myers
games.
to Seattle.
Yes, that was one of the biggest mistakes we've ever made. Oh, my goodness. It was awful.
Yeah.
Now we got guys in here that can take care of business. I hope they can stay with us for years
goodness.
to come because this has been a great change. Listen, Rusty, before I let you go, give me your 2 MVPs of the game, man.
I mean, I would have said I'm giving one to special teams, and I'm going with Morstead, and then got to go with D on the other side. I'm giving it to Quincy, man, just for he was all over the place. And, he did have a mental just because he's a maniac, but he's a good maniac. He's getting better with it. He's starting to play football, not body bagging balls, but it's good.
Yeah.
But, man, that's him chasing down Barkley like that. It's like, wow, he's something else. He's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
That's who I got.
He is. He was phenomenal. Listen, Rusty, I got to slide off. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Absolutely, Joe. Salute to you and salute to the fellow Savages. Let's go, Jets. We did it.
Absolutely. You already know. What a big win. What a big win for the New York Jets. Facing all the adversity, we're able to fight through all the things that's not going right. Things just, it's raining, and you got that pouring down on you, and you got the people in striped shirts, they're doing things to you, and you're fighting through that, and You're dealing with all these things that's happening. You find a way, all right? You're coming out sluggish. It's a slow start. It's just you find a way to get a W. When it all boils down, it's hard, man. You keep pushing. You keep striving. You keep going. There's some things we got to clean up. There's definitely things we must clean up. But this Jets football team went out there, and they earned that today. They did. Salutes to Edward Stewart in the chat. I see you in the building. He says, Gano missing those 2 field goals was huge. Absolutely. That's a fact. He also says that Morstead did a fantastic job. Yep. Edward Stewart's talking facts, man. Talking facts. It's a different time, man. I'm glad the Jets have solid, quality special teams play, man. Morstead was just invaluable today. What he was able to do, how he set the defense up, putting the Giants deep in their own territory, drive after drive with quality punching. And then we saw Zuerlein be able to kick us into overtime and then take the game away with his kick as well. We didn't have that in the past. Edward Stewart, again, coming with a great take. He says especially when Jason Myers went to the Pro Bowl, yeah, we used to have a kicker. Jason Myers used to be here. I think it was Mac. Mac let him go, and then we struggled ever since then. There was Vic, all these guys we had coming in here. We couldn't anybody that can give us a solid kicking performance. We struggled so much. We could even go back further than that. I remember when Roberts, we used to have this returner named Roberts. He was pretty good. We let him go, and then we struggled with kick returning for years. Struggled returning kicks for years. Couldn't find a guy. All right? Couldn't find a guy. But we're in a different space. We're in a different place. All right? And that's what got us a W today. Solid special teams play. That contributed heavily to the New York Jets getting this victory that was much needed coming off of a bye week today. Okay? Ugly victory, but a victory nonetheless. All right? Nonetheless. All right. We're going to go ahead and shut it down. This has been a show. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Your boy's also on Twitter as well, okay? Going over to Twitter, type in @The Long Beach Joe, @The Long Beach Joe on Twitter, okay? Personal page is @YoungJ000, all right? Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You're going to troll me. No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times, all right? Man, I wish he was still playing. Look at our offensive line. I cannot wait for him to come back next season. We're going to figure out this whole O-line situation, all right? We got to figure out what's going forward. Hopefully Connor McGovern and Wes Schweitzer will be able to come back soon. We'll figure out what's going on with Joe Tippmann. But, man, this line is got to pick it up, all right? So, yeah, I'll be there trolling, so come on and join your boy. I'm also on YouTube as well, for those of you that do not know. Come on over to YouTube, type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube, okay? Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you will be in the know, all right? Also, if you want to troll me in the comments, go ahead and do that, all right? I will go back and forth with you there, and as always, all right, when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you'll be in the know for that as well, all right? Hit that notification bell, click all, okay, so you get those notifications, all right? And as always, folks, when you see me in person, because you will see me in person, okay, eventually, all right, I'll be outside, all right? I'll be outside, okay? When you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. I want to thank you, folks, for taking the time to join your boy, to talk to me. Any way that you interact, all the savages in the chat, I appreciate you all. Anybody that was, joined gave the video a thumbs up, subscribed. I appreciate all y'all. You're listening to me. Any way that you interact with your boy, any way that you interact with the show, it is greatly appreciated. Without you people, I'm absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to check in with your boy. All right? So until the next show, got a W, baby. We 4-3. All right? We in the mix. All right? We got to clean some things up, but we in the mix, baby. And we did what it took to get the victory. So until the next show, you folks have a good one. Peace.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Airline credit card rewards have helped grow America's travel and tourism industry. In 2022, 2 million Americans visited California, generating $3.3 billion for local economies, supporting more than 23,000 jobs. But now Congress is considering legislation that could eliminate credit card rewards and decimate the U.S. travel and tourism industry. Tell Congress to support travel and tourism jobs and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card routing legislation. Visit handsoffmyrewards.com/travel to take action. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.